all the time because they are extremely useful. They're useful for many reasons, but the major reason is this. If you take any real number, let's call it alpha, multiply it with I and put it into an exponential function, you get e to the I alpha. In the complex plane, this number, e to the I alpha, always lies on a circle of radius 1 around 0. As you increase alpha, you'll go around that circle. Now, if you look only at the real or imaginary part of that circular motion, you'll get an oscillation. And indeed, this exponential function is the sum of a cosine and I times a sine function. Here's the thing. If you multiply two of these complex exponentials, say one with alpha and one with beta, you can just add the exponents. But if you multiply two cosines or a sine with a cosine, that's a mess. To do that. That's why, in physics, we do the calculation with the complex numbers, and then, at the very end, we take either the real or the imaginary part. Especially when we describe electromagnetic radiation, we have to deal with a lot of oscillations, and complex numbers come in very handy. But we don't have to use them. In most cases, we could do the calculation with only real numbers. It's just cumbersome. With the exception of quantum mechanics, to which we'll get in a moment, the complex numbers are not necessary. And, as I have explained in an earlier video, it's only if a mathematical structure is actually necessary to describe observations that we can say they exist in a scientifically meaningful way.
Infinity by Carlos Castaneda. Okay, Wikipedia and the internet says this is all fake and bollocks. Okay. Believe that. I want you to believe that. Go away, swish, swish, motherfucker. But since C space, H space, psi space makes real number space, reality is also in complex number space, in psi space. So we don't even need to worry that something's real, because once it's in psi space, it's real. Good. That's another story. So the agglutinizing force in the last chapter in the active side of infinity, which I highly recommend you to read, is all about the human race being parasitized by mud shadows, call them demons, that like parasitic wasp larvae, embed themselves in you, eat the outer coat of your energy fields, take over your mind, so your internal dialogue, the voice in your head's them, leave only a little strip around the bottom to keep you alive long enough to build your soul up, so it can be downloaded in the middle place for eternal torture. Oh, I don't believe that. Good. Please, don't believe that. I don't want you to believe that. I'm a black magician. I really, really don't want you to believe that. I want you to switch the video off now, go off YouTube, and go off laughing, and troll me even better. Because I have to explain this to you. I don't want to explain this to you, but the source demands that the explanation is given to you before you're culled and fed off by yours truly. The agglutinizing force was found by the